Alright, what's going on, y'all? So today's another Training to Freedom series episode. This is episode 18, I believe, and the topic of today's video is going to be obsession. We'll talk about that a little bit after the recap. But for now, let's break down the one setup I took today. Let's talk about it. First things first is, if you guys haven't already followed my TikTok and Instagram, I'll leave the link in the description. And also, if you guys haven't joined already, join the Discord. BG Signals, me and Blake created this Discord. Just trying to build a community and try to, help other traders out who were in our position or who are in our position right now for us to learn as well, because we love hearing from other people and what they do, and I learn new things every day. So if you want to, learn and interact with other hungry traders like you, definitely go check out the Discord. It's free. And let's move on to the recap. So first things first, when I got on the market this morning, I'm looking at the higher time frame. Right now I'm in the hourly, and I see that we are relatively bearish in the higher time frame. We filled this gap completely. Tapped into this 4-hour gap and then started kind of sweeping these lows here. But I was looking for bullish movement because of the fact today was PMI, I believe, and we were it was like over 52 or 53 for this month. So we're gonna be bullish probably during this 9 a.m. news, and we actually were. Obviously, you can see we were pushing up today. So yeah, my target was these highs and some of these unmitigated gaps and bissies. So I was just looking for, drawing liquidity, swept, and then high time frame inversion with a pullback, we enter, right? But let's go down the lower time frame and kind of explain to you what my thought process behind market open was. I saw that pre-market swept out London lows and also London highs, which is very important. And also look at what previous sessions did, right? Asia session expanded higher, and then London session accumulated, and then pre-market manipulated a bit into a 15-minute gap here. And then also, still during pre-market, right, we're expanding higher, taking out London highs, and this really gave me this leg right here, expansion leg, was confirmation that we should be bullish today. And I saw that pre-market was also tapping into a 15-minute gap, and that's what happened in New York Open. We ended up opening a little higher, and then we came lower to fully fill this gap, which was nice and gave me really good confirmation. But I didn't enter longs here right away, and I'll tell you why. Because there just wasn't anything to enter off of here. Let me get this off of the way. Right, if you look, right, this is 830 is right here, right? 830 is here, and there just wasn't anything for me that was viable. So I saw that, like, right here, I was looking at this at 834. We had this 1-minute inversion right here, right, with displacement and a break of structure. It was good, and then I was kind of just waiting for a pullback into this level. But I saw that the way that these bearish candles were moving, in my head I was just like, damn, this might not be my move yet. This pullback might not be a pullback. We just might be coming a bit lower, taking out some more lows. But we actually ended up expanding off of that. I just didn't really trust myself, and I really need to make sure I do that more, because I'm usually 99% accurate when it comes to like what the draw on liquidity is. But this would have been perfect, right? We had that 1-minute inversion, we had an energetic displacement, and then we had that pullback. And if you look at the candle, look at these candles, right? These bearish candles, the anatomy of this candle, right? Look at this. Look at the high of this candle. The wick is so high. There's barely any low. This candle doesn't even have a wick low. Like there's no bottom wick. This candle also has long wicks as well, right? And it just shows that the selling pressure, selling volume compared to the buying volume is significantly weaker, right? So this was obviously a retracement, and that would have been perfect to enter off to get a long position here, but I just wasn't confident, and that's something I really need to work on, right? But anyway, to the execution, what I was really looking for here, we took out New York PM highs, and I wanted to see us get a little pullback to then continue this expansion. Let me just print some candles here. All right, boom. That's exactly where I entered, actually, right here. So I saw this right here, right? I saw this 5-minute gap, marked it out, and as soon as this 5-minute candle closed, I entered. And why did I do that? Because of a number of reasons, right? I want you, ideally, when you're waiting for a pullback, you might ask yourself, like, when do I actually buy? Like, do I just wait for that first candle to pull back and then you enter your position? Or how long do I wait? What am I waiting for? You're waiting for this, your fair value area to get mitigated, right? This fair value gap, I like to pull out the supply and demand zone of them, these 5-minute gaps, right? And I want to see price go below that 0.5 level before I enter anything, right? Because that is a viable pullback. When price pulls back into this zone, it's not as accurate, right? There's still room for it to come lower into. So you want to wait for price to go below that or above the 0.5 level, between 1 to 0.5. And then you want to enter your positions when you're waiting for a pullback. But I didn't do that. I did not follow my rules. I didn't even fucking put my supply demand zone in there. I was just kind of entering as soon as this candle closed. And I had a reasoning behind that though, because you might have noticed yourself where New York expands a lot without a pullback sometimes, and it just runs to its draw on liquidity. And that's why I was easier to go in, because of the fact that this pullback is just enough for me to go in, because of the fact that New York just loves to, pump higher or pump lower without any significant pullback. And it's been doing it for the last few days, so that's why I did that. But obviously it wasn't smart, because I'll show you what happened right about here. What was I targeting? I was targeting there was like a 5-minute order block right here, but it was somewhere in between. It was like right in the middle of PM highs and lunch highs. So, and then my stop loss was right on the bottom of that fair value gap. So if you let candles print, right, we start expanding high, and right here I go break even, right. And as soon as this 1 minute candle closed and held this gap, I went break even, because I was just afraid that we're gonna start pulling into the fair value gap. And that was lingering in my head the whole time, like, fuck, we didn't fill that gap completely. They were probably gonna come down lower. So I went break even early as fuck, and thank God I did, because we got ticked out, right? And if you let more candles play, price actually comes lower and then makes the expansion higher to lunch highs. So not a horrible setup, right? I definitely need to work on the execution. That's something I've been struggling since day one of trading, my execution, right? Just patience and discipline and waiting. That's why I make those patience video, the discipline video, the confidence video, because it's something I struggle with all the time, and every day I still struggle with like my patience. Like today, where I just didn't wait for this significant pullback for price to then deliver. But it's all right, because I learned, and also I was able to mitigate the loss. I just broke even because I had a feeling. I had that little 2 cents feeling. My fucking spider senses were going off, bro. Fucking went and break even on that because I had a feeling it was gonna pull down, and it paid off, right? I was actually happy. I was extremely happy the fact that I broke even, because I was like, fuck, dude. I knew I was right, and I should have waited. But I was happy to just get the fuck out of there and be done for the day. But yeah, let's move on to the topic. All right, so the topic of today's video is obsession, right? And this will be really quick and short. I just want to mention to you guys, you are, and I'm saying you because this is me too. Like I had this feeling as well, and I was just like this. But you are so obsessed with the end goal. Some of you might be able to admit it, but some of you are so delusional, you'll say, no, I'm not. I just, this shit's just fun to me, right? Of trading, right? I'm just talking about trading specifically. And but this also applies to like literally anything in life. But you're so obsessed with the end goal of trading. And what's your end goal, right? Everyone has a different end goal, but it's all relatively the same. It's get a fuck ton of money, right? Move to Miami, get a penthouse, party. And you're chasing this end goal because, right, you want to be able to live financially free and, have fun and do your thing and make a fuck ton of money, right? That's everyone's goal. That's like everyone's reason to get into trading. Why do you trade? You don't trade for fun. You trade because you want to make money and get money out the markets, right? Of course. But that's why there's a 99% statistic that traders are unprofitable, because, the market, it literally uses that idea and that greed and that obsession against you. It uses it because you're so obsessed with the end goal and you want the results so fast. Especially those people that want results so fast, they think it's going to happen in a couple weeks or a couple months. Like, you're just cooked because you're obsessed with the end goal and you're obsessed with fast results, right? But there's also some people out there who's not obsessed with fast results, but they're still obsessed with the end goal. So it still causes them to not be successful. And it's only recently I realized that, damn, you got to put your obsession towards the work, like the journey. The journey to the end goal is what you should be obsessed with. And that's the position I'm in right now. I'm so obsessed with, waking up every day and learning every day, and then hopping on the Discord, talking to my members, right? Teaching people. I love talking and I love to teach other people. And I also love to take information. Like, I love to learn from other people and take people's different perspectives and opinions and ideas, and put it in my own world. In my own words. That's what I'm obsessed with. Like, I'm obsessed with learning and becoming the absolute best of the best. Like, whatever I'm doing, whatever field I'm in, I want to be the absolute best. I want to be that fucking guy. And that's all I care about right now. I just care about being that guy that just knows everything. And the guy that you can just go to because you know that he knows everything, right? Just be obsessed with the process. And some of you people look at this shit like, damn, it's so much work and so tiring. Then just give up. Like, just give up already. Because then you're just less competition for me. And for the people that actually want it. If you're complaining about the process, right? And you just absolutely hate it, and you're putting it to the side once in a while, and then you start getting back on it, but then you put it to the side. Just quit already, bro. Just fucking quit. Because you're in my way. You're in other people's way of becoming successful. So just quit, bro. But if you actually want it that fucking badly, you'll come here every single day and show up and do the same shit every day, every single day. And it'll just be an endless cycle until you finally succeed. And when you succeed, it's going to come so fast and it's going to be so derealizing and be like, damn, I missed the journey. I missed the fun. I can't wait to get back on this camera when I'm as successful as I want to be. And I tell you guys that, man, I actually really miss those days when I was talking to the camera about grinding and, you know, working your hardest and talking to like 50 to 100 viewers. Like, I'm going to be keeping the same energy as soon as I'm successful, right? I'm going to do the same thing and tell you that the grind, the journey is the best part. It's so fun. You guys should just take advantage of it. Take advantage that you're grinding, you're starting from zero, right? You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can do anything. So that's my message for today. I know it sounds a little bit, you know, jumbled and shit, but I have a lot going through on my head right now. I got to do some shit right now. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget, check out the Discord if you haven't joined it yet. Join it because you will learn a lot. And also, I'll learn a lot. You might help me out or help some other members out. So be sure to go there and follow the socials as well. And leave a comment too if you enjoy the video. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.